we are supposed to, put that away. We are supposed to find the equation of a line in standard form. Well, standard form is the ax plus by equals c, right? Find the equation of a line. Take that out.
Stop, Travis.
Oh.
Find the equation of a line in standard form. We need to fill in the a, the b, and the c. However, those values don't tell us anything about the line. So what we're going to have to do is use the information and put it in a different form first, and then rearrange it to get it to look like standard form. What do they give us? The slope and the point on the line. Can you look over there and tell me what equation you think you're going to need to use if they give you the slope and a point on the line?
Point slope form.
Point slope form. And point slope form looks like this. Point slope form looks like this. And you need to fill in m is the slope, x1, y1 are the coordinates of the point they give you. So here's your x1, y1. And you just need to plug that stuff in. So let's plug it in. Y take away, what's y1?
-3.
-3 equals, what's m? The slope. -2/5 x take away, what's x1? Right. And so minus negative y plus 3 equals -2/5. Now, if it didn't say that it had to be in standard form, we could probably leave it almost like that. But it says in standard form. Remember, we need to get it to look like this. So we've got to rearrange. We've got to get the x term and the y term on one side and the regular old number term to the other side. How are we going to do that, Gavin?
Distribute the 2/5.
That's how I would start. Distribute this. So leave the left side alone. Y plus 3 equals, here, that's just going to be -2/5 x, right? If I put a 1 under this, top times top, what's -2 times -4? +8 over 5 times 1. So I would start by distributing. Then what would I do? Then what would I do? Just say it.
2/5 x.
You want to get the x and y on the same side, right? So he says add 2/5 x so that we can get the x over on the other side with the y. So that gives us 2/5 x plus y plus 3 equals, that went away, 8/5. Now what are we going to do? Now what are we going to do?
Simplify. Get the fractions out.
Did you say get rid of the 3? You could get the fractions out, Max.
How are you gonna get rid of 3?
You subtract it?
Minus it,
Oh.
so that I have 2/5 x plus y. Now I have the x and y on one side. Over here, what do I have to have in order to add those? Say it. Common denominator. What's the common denominator going to be?
5.
5. So this is times by 5. So -15. What's -15/5 and 8/5? -15 and +8. We're almost there. Now what do we have to do, Mohammed?
Simplify.
Get rid of the fraction.
Yeah.
How do we do that, Ezra? Multiply it by, sort of. You just need to multiply everything by what it is you want to get rid of. So we're just going to multiply by 5/1. Every term must be multiplied by 5/1. What do I get here?
10.
over 5, x. Don't forget the y. What does that give me there?
5y.
And over here, negative 35 over
5.
5. Yes. What is 10 over 5? 2x. This already is simplified, plus 5y equals, what's this? Are there any common factors, 2, 5, and 7?
No.
No. So I think we're done. No fractions, no decimals. This value right here in front of the x has to be positive. It is. So I think we're done. Yeah, I know. So we're done, right? We have the equation of a line in standard form. And there really isn't much to do with like lines in here. Once we plugged it in way back here, the rest is just using algebra, which you already know, to rearrange it and get it to look like what it's supposed to look like. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Do you have questions so far? Example 2 says, find the equation of a line that goes through
Kind of shaky.
1, negative 2. Those 2 points. Well, if you look over there, all we have is slope-intercept and point-slope. I don't have one that's point-point form. So what am I going to do? I only have slope-intercept and point-slope. What do you think, Will?
Calculate the slope.
Right.
2 points.
You're going to need to use what we learned yesterday. Slope equals y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. And remember, you're going to label them
Right.
and plug them in and get the slope. Once you have the slope, well, let's plug them in. What's y2? 1. Take away. What's x2?
Drop the camera.
That looks like it's going to be about 3/4. So there's my slope. How do I know what point to plug in? If I'm going to put it into point slope form, you know, I'm not so old that I can't hear you talking all the way over there. Stop talking. Shh. I have to fill in the slope, which I have that, but then I also need to fill in the x1, y1. Which one? Could be. Which one should I fill in? Pick one. It doesn't matter. At the bottom of page 118, they worked it out with both to show you that it doesn't matter which one you plug in. When you're all done, it'll come out to be the same equation. So once you have the slope, you just pick one of these 2 and then plug it in just like we did over here. What about slope is -2, y-intercept is 4/3?
Oh, jeez.
Slope equals -2, y-intercept, did I say 4/3?
Sure.
Which equation should I use now? Right, good. If you know the slope and the intercept, you probably should use slope-intercept form. Right? Here's the slope. That's the M. Here's the intercept. That's the B. Plug them in.
Oh, I keep tapping
What's
the
the
camera.
slope?
That.
2.
And then you got to get X and Y on the same side. That's easy. Like that?
Mm-hmm.
What's the only other thing you have to do?
I don't know.
Get rid of the, by doing what? Good. By multiplying both sides by 3/1. So what's that gonna give me? 6x, 3y equals common factor. And by the way, that brings me to a good point. Common factor has to be in all of those. You can't just reduce these 2 by 3 or reduce these 2 by 2. It has to be all of them to be reduced. So that's it. That's all I have to say. Do you have any questions? Yes? It's over there. Do you have any questions?
For the fraction, I got 3 over 4.
You can stop.